Hey guys, what is up? It's Alicia, and today we're going to be talking about how this Aussie takes on LA. So, it's been quite an experience to say the least since moving here. It's nearly been a year, and trust me, I've got a lot to tell you guys. So, being an Aussie, obviously everyone in LA, as soon as they hear the accent, they're like, oh my gosh, where are you from? Shrimp on the Barbie? Or how are the kangaroos? Do you really ride them to school? All those crazy questions, and frankly, you get tired of it a little bit, but it's really nice to kind of be recognized as a foreigner, which is fun. But I have been coming here quite a bit before moving, so I'm quite familiar with how America is. But moving here is a completely different story because kind of being a visitor to being a resident is definitely different. A few things that are a lot more different compared to Australia is there's so much more nightlife here, and there's so much more events, and there's so much more to do here. There'd be weeks where I'd be like completely booked out, but then not busy, if that makes sense. So I'll be so busy but not busy, and I always find myself being efficient but not efficient because LA is such fast pace. So for me, sometimes I do need to find my time to sit out and have my spare time to myself because sometimes you can get lost in the sauce here with the nightlife. Another thing that I love about LA though is that there's so much opportunity here as a dancer compared to Australia. So that was the whole reason why I moved to LA, was to pursue dance on a bigger scale. And it's definitely done that justice. In LA, there's just so much opportunity, so many auditions. You'll literally get messaged the day of videos and shootings. And that's one thing that I love about the move and moving here compared to, I guess, the dance scene in Australia. But in saying that, the dance scene is picking up in Australia, and I love that so much. It's so exciting to see the Australian dance community really build up. But the biggest downfall, to say the least, in LA has got to be the safety, because there's been some situations here that are just absolutely wild to me. So yeah, that's been an interesting experience to say the least, where in Australia I could just chill, not have to worry, go to the beach 3 a.m. in the morning by myself and be cool. So I've definitely had to adapt to that situation and be more aware of my surroundings, but I'm very thankful, to say the least, because it's made me more aware of a person and build up my confidence of standing strong. I will say the one thing that I'm struggling with the most has got to be not having a car here. So it's really hard for me to get somewhere without a car. So I'll either get lifts from friends, an Uber, or I will stay at home on the couch watching TV. Because for me, I don't really like to spend excess money. So that's one thing that I wish LA had more, is public transport. You know, LA has buses and all that, but still it's not as safe as the Australian system of the trains, the trams, the buses. It's very on time, very on schedule, and there's a lot of them. But when I was in Australia, I will say the food, oh, I miss Australian food so much. I don't know what it is about American food. It just seems very heavy and not that much taste, to be honest. If you ever try an Australian breakfast anywhere, or Australian coffee, you will not want to go back. That is the one thing I will miss the most, and this is why I try to make it at home, but it just doesn't do justice. I don't know what it is about Australian food, even Vegemite. People say different things about Vegemite, but I miss my Vegemite on toast. It is so good. So I can't wait to visit Australia again and definitely have a good breakfast. I'm definitely gonna have to do a video on my favorite Australian snacks, because you guys have to see how much amazing food and snacks Australia really does have. Side note, guys, we all have heard about Tim Tams, but some of you guys eat them wrong. What you're supposed to do, which I'll show you guys in another video, is you're supposed to bite diagonal corners, get a cup of tea or a coffee, and you sip it through, and it melts the whole biscuit. So please try that out if you can ever try it out, and I'll show you guys in another video, but take that information and take it or leave it. Well guys, that is it for my video today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you kind of learned a little bit more about Australia and a little bit about my experience. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.